Shalom, 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 Israel. First and foremost, I'd like to give all praises to Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shah, Bahashem Wakal Kadash for blessing me with the Spirit to do another lesson. And in this lesson, I'm just going to read this article. And this is prophecy. This is prophecy right in your face, man. Straight out the Holy Scriptures, man. You know, this is a kingdom divided against itself. This is Satan casting out Satan, man. Who's the wicked of the earth and who is Satan, man? Right? Who's that red horse, man, in Revelations? The so-called white man Esau Edom, man. You know, he is the wicked that the Bible speaks of, and he is the physical manifestation of Satan. You know, the ones who say they are Jews, right? They are included in the nation of Edom. They are the Amalekites. These are Edomites, you know, but the Amalekites are the chief house of Satan, man. The whole so-called white race is nothing but wicked and demonic people, man. And we are the righteous. Who are we? We are the children of Israel, man. You so-called blacks, Hispanics, and Native Americans, you are the chosen people of the Most High. That's who you are, man. And in these last days, you are going to know. You are going to know, man. You're going to know who your enemies are. You're going to know who to trust and who not to trust, man. If the Most High be dealing with you, if the Most High Yahweh Hashem Yahweh Shah gives you that blessing of discernment, you will know, man. But as far as the nation of Edom, they are your enemy, man. The so-called white man, every so-called white man, woman, and child is your enemy. So-called black, Latino, and Native American man, woman, and child. He was your enemy from the womb. But now you are witnessing the downfall of America, a.k.a. Babylon. Right? Babylon the Great. Mystery Babylon. Not a mystery no more. Everything that the scriptures prophesied about America or Babylon is happening to America, man. Now you can say the Israelites, we don't know what we're talking about. We're a bunch of conspiracy theorists and we just a hate group. Whatever, man. But the things that Yahweh Hashem Yahweh Shah put in the mouth of his prophets and his servants that's in the streets weekend after weekend is going to come to pass. They all going to come to pass, man. You know? So I'm going to read this article. I'm going to come out with a couple of scriptures. It's going to be, I'm going to try to go through this quick. Through the spirit and the power of Yahweh Hashem Yahweh Shah. So, this is an article from the Mercury News. This came out, let me see. This came out January 11th, which was yesterday. Came out yesterday. And it reads, FBI warns of armed protests later next week. Now, it was a post going out on Twitter, and there was a post on Facebook saying that militia groups were going to come to the White House, to the Capitol, and they was going to stop Joe Biden, Sleepy Joe, from coming in there, man. Because they said, hey, if Trump not going in, ain't nobody going in, man. You know? If Trump not going in, ain't nobody going in. So they standing on that, man. And it's coming out more and more that this Capitol siege was planned, man. It was planned. You know, it was planned, man. Through law enforcement, through the government, to start a civil war, man. You know, a civil war is going to happen in this country. And from a civil war, it's going to turn to a race war, man. So you so-called Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans don't want to understand that and believe that. you're going to get caught out there, man. You will get caught out there, man. You're going to be put to death on these streets. Simply because you do not trust and believe in the words of Yahweh Shem Yahushua. So it says, FBI warns of armed protests later this week and next week, right? Like I said, this was published January 11th, 2021 at 3:42 p.m., right? Updated January 12th, 2021 at 4:15. Now, the time down here is 4:19, so this was updated 4 minutes ago, right? So it says, Washington, the FBI is warning of plans for armed protests at all 50 state capitals and in Washington, D.C. in the days leading up to President-elect Joe Biden's inauguration, stoking fears of more bloodshed after last week's deadly siege at the U.S. Capitol, man. Now, I was told that 4 or 5 people got killed or died, you know, at that Capitol break-in, man. The woman, everybody knew about the woman that got shot in the neck. And then it was a couple of security guards who got beat to death. And that's all the will and that's all judgment from Yahweh Shem Yahushua, man. Everything moves according to how Yahweh Shem Yahushua wants it to move, man. Can't nobody control nothing that goes on, you know? Continuing, it says, an internal FBI bulletin warned as of Sunday that the nationwide protests may start later this week and extend through Biden's January 20th inauguration, according to 2 law enforcement officials who read details of the memo to the Associated Press. Investigators believe some of the people are members of extremist groups, the officials said. The bulletin was first reported by ABC. Now, I always wondered, right? When certain things, see now, social media is a avenue to get your ideas out, to get your thoughts out, things like that, things of that nature, right? So some people, right? Some people will post things and, you know, as soon as they post it, it's spread, man. Depending on what you post, man, it's spread. People see it. They get from this page to that page. They repost it, things like that. Now, me, I always wondered. Now, this is how you know things are kind of fishy with the things that go on in America, because how do they catch wind of these things before they even happen, man? It has to be informants, of course. It has to be informants. It has to be people that are in direct contact with people that plan to do these types of things, man. The Capitol storming, this, you know, 9/11, everybody knows that was an inside job because they told the so-called Jews not to even come to work that day, you know. So these things are known. That's how you know these things are psyops, man. These are basically things that they are trying to, it's an agenda. They use these false flags in order to bring in something bigger, man. They figure if they can get a whole bunch of chaos, they'll have a reason. They'll have a reason to come in with full force. And through that Capitol, Salaki, I'm rambling, but through that Capitol break-in, a lot of people in America are starting to see the hypocrisy of America. Because everybody said, most of these news anchors, which they are low-level Luciferians or whatever, they down with their agenda as well, but they see that it's the difference between so-called Negro, Latino, and Native American people and so-called white people, man. And this is white people. These are so-called white people. These are other countries, man. They are seeing that there's a distinct difference at the way they look at you so-called Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans, man. Because if you would have stormed the Capitol, it would have been hundreds of y'all dead, man. It would have been coroner trucks popping up, man. Because they would have had to put your bodies in there, man. You would be dead, man. You would be in jail. It wouldn't have been no going home. You know? And the ones of y'all who would have went home, man, you would have been caught. Just like I seen a video with the damn Edomite woman. That it was 2 or 3 of them that was caught at the airport going back home to whatever country they was from. But it would have been way more physical for you, man. Right? Alright. So it says, armed protests are being planned at all 50 state capitals from 16th of January through at least 20th of January, and the U.S. Capitol from 17th of January through the 20th of January. The bulletin says, according to one official, the officials were not authorized to speak publicly and spoke to the AP on the conditions of the anonymity. Salaki, I don't know if I got that right. The FBI issued at least one other bulletin. They go out to law enforcement nationwide on the topic. Before the riots last week on December 29th, it warned of the potential for armed demonstrators targeting legislatures, the second official said. Because when you read the book of Second Ezra, it tells you that these people, the people in these last days, would not regard their king nor princes, man. So they're not going to give a damn about these political officials and the senators, man. Not even the president, man. They're going to take matters into their own hands. They're going to feel like, well, the power is in our hands. We can make the choice. We can make the choice whether to put whoever we want over there, man. Right? And it says, while our standard practice is not to comment on specific intelligence products, the FBI is supporting our state, local, and federal law enforcement partners with maintaining public safety in the communities we serve, man. Which the damn law enforcement don't protect the safety of you so-called Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans, man. They kill you and kill you and kill you, man, and nothing happens to them, man. They get off scot-free. But you still in the streets marching no justice, no peace. Which you're not gonna get that, man. 2021 is gonna be worse than 2020, man. Whatever 5-10 year plan you had, man, you might as well scratch that, man. Hey, it ain't gonna happen, man. This place is gonna fall from here on out, man. It's never gonna go up, man. It's gonna fall from here on out. It says, the Bureau said in the statements, our efforts are focused on identifying, investigating, and disrupting individuals that are inciting violence and engaging in criminal activity. Now, who's inciting violence, man? Who incited violence in the Capitol, man? It didn't look like no so-called Negro, Latinos, and Native Americans was there. It looked like all these so-called white people was there, man. They incited violence, man. They are gangsters, man. They are thugs, man. They are savages, man. Right? And when it says criminal activity, Jake, for you so-called Negro, Latino, and Native American, it says, our efforts are focused on identifying, investigating, and disrupting individuals that are inciting violence and engaging in criminal activity. Now, when you look at that, Jake just drive his car and he get killed. Jake drives his car and he gets killed, man. Is that a criminal activity? Is that criminal activity? Jake goes and gets a sandwich out of Subway and gets killed, man. Is that criminal activity? You so-called Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans, you are Jake, man. You are Jake. Jake is short for Jacob, man. Jacob, who is Jacob? Jacob is Israel, man. Jacob's name got changed to Israel. That's why you so-called Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans are Israelites, man. Because you are from the direct seed of Israel, a.k.a. Jacob, man. But criminal activity, man, let's see. Trayvon Martin was just walking down the street, man. He got killed. That wasn't criminal activity. I seen the Jake eating with his family. He gets investigated just for eating, man. That's not criminal activity, man. Jake comes out to Jake gets lied on in Walmart saying he stole something, and they rush him to the floor, arrest him, rough him up and all that. That's not criminal activity. And then it came to find out he didn't rob nothing, man. Jake gets lied on by a damn so-called dirty ass white woman and says that he has her phone. You know, he has her phone, and he gets tackled to the ground, man. That's not criminal activity, man. Why did he get tackled to the ground? Because this world hates you so-called Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans, man. America hates you, man. You ain't gonna get no justice. You ain't gonna get no peace, man. This is not your arrest. Let me get that. This is Micah, right? This is Micah chapter 2, verse 10. Arise ye and depart, for this is not your rest, because it is polluted. Arise ye and depart, man. Spiritually depart from America, man. Spiritually depart from America, so-called Negro, Latino, and Native American. Right? Because what I'm reading to you, this is the beginning of the end, man. America is going to fall, and ain't no stopping it, man. Yahweh Shem Yahushua is judging America for what it's done to the so-called Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans. It ain't going to stop, no matter if you believe it, no matter if anybody, they can say it's false, it's a lie, America will never fall. No matter what they say, it's going to fall. Hey, man, you can't do nothing about it, man. It is what it is. Right? So the Most High is saying, arise ye and depart, for this is not your rest. America is not your rest. Right? It says, because it is polluted, it shall destroy you. America is going to destroy you if you dabble and if you hold this on, man. If you join unto America, it will destroy you, right? Even with a sword destruction, man. It's going to destroy you with a sword destruction, man. You're not, anything that you want in America, you're not going to prosper, man. You're not going to prosper from it. It's just not going to happen, man. This is not your kingdom, man. This is not your rest. This is not your rest, man. You know? Let me see if I can get this. This is, Deuteronomy 28 and 66. And thy life shall hang in doubt. Whose life shall hang in doubt? You so-called Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans. You're going to wake up that day and you might think that this might be your last day, man. You're not going to have no assurance that you're going to get through that day. You know? Because this is a curse that Yahweh Shem Yahushua put on us for being disobedient. And a lot of you so-called Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans, man, you ain't going to make it, man. Because you hard-headed and you stiff-necked. And you don't believe in Yahweh Shem Yahushua or the words that he speak out of the Holy Scriptures, man. You think the Most High and who you call Jesus going to come down here and tell you what you're doing wrong every single day, man. They telling you that, but they telling you that through their men. That's what they're doing, man. They're not coming down here themselves, man. Because trust me, when Yahweh Shah come back, and when he get the word from the Most High Yahweh, and Yahweh Shah come down here, man, it ain't gonna be no damn talking, man. He gonna put you so-called Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans to death, man. That's what he gonna do. Because you've been hard-headed, man. Right? Deuteronomy 28:66. And thy life shall hang in doubt before thee, and thou shalt fear day and night, and shalt have none assurance of thy life, man. You think Trayvon Martin, you think any of these brothers, George Floyd, you think any of these brothers knew that day was gonna be their last day, man? They probably thought it, but they probably didn't dwell on it. But did you think that they would know that would be their last day? No, they didn't know that, man. But subconsciously, we wake up and we think like, damn, once I walk out these doors, or even in my house, man, the brother that got shot in the house, man, eating ice cream in Dallas, man. I forgot the brother's name. They came in this house and shot him, man. You can't even be in your own house, man. So, you know, Salakia. And you can't even be in your own house, man. And that and not get put to death, man. Right? So let me see. This is Deuteronomy 28:49. The Lord shall bring a nation against thee from far, from the ends of the earth, as swift as the eagle flies. What's what's America? America's mascot, basically, man. What is their symbol? The eagle, right? A nation whose tongue thou shalt not understand. We don't understand English, man. We didn't understand this stuff, man. We spoke Hebrew, right? We spoke Hebrew, right? And it says, verse 50, a nation of fierce countenance, which shall not regard the persons of old. I just seen them tackle a bunch of grandmothers, you know, kill grandmothers, you know, nor show favor to the young, man. Tamir Rice, right? Trayvon Martin, a bunch of brothers in their teenage years, man. I done even seen them handcuff a younger brother that was no more than 10 years old, man. Put a plastic bag over his head, man. They don't care about you so-called Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans, man. They don't. That's why this place is gonna fall, man. That's why there's no stopping this place from falling. That's just what's gonna happen, man. You know? That's just what's gonna happen. So let me continue reading. I'm gonna read a little bit more. I ain't gonna read the whole thing. The FBI says it wasn't focused on peaceful protests, but on those threatening their safety and the safety of other citizens with violent and destruction of property. What happened in the Capitol, man? Didn't they come in there with violence? Didn't 4 or 5 people get put to death, man? Right? Didn't they destroy inside the Capitol, man? You had papers, furniture all over the place, man. It was dirty in there, man. And who they had cleaning it up? You so-called Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans, man. Like the slaves that you are, man. Army General Daniel Hokanson, chief of the National Guard Bureau, told reporters Monday that the Guard is also looking at any issues across the country. We're keeping a look across the entire country to make sure that we're monitoring and that our guards in every state are in close coordination with their local law enforcement agencies to provide any support requested, he said. Because not only is America divided against itself, but all these other countries hate America as well. All these other countries can't stand America, man. And they were clowning America when the Capitol got stormed. Africa, China, Russia, They was laughing at America, man. America's a damn joke, man. Revelation 18, verse 4. And I heard another voice from heaven saying, come out of her, my people, that ye be not partakers of her sins. Right? Matter of fact, I'm going to go up to 2. Revelation 18 and 2. And he cried mightily with a strong voice, saying, Babylon the great is fallen, and has become the habitation of devils, man. So these devils, man, they all over the place, inciting violence and being destructive, man. Right? It said, Babylon is fallen. What's Babylon? Babylon is America, man. The land of confusion. There's all confusion out here, man. You got homosexuality, you got lesbianism, you got bestiality, you got panism, all this ignorant, stupid new terms that they came out with just to justify the wickedness, man. When all that shit is wicked, man. And the Most High ain't dealing with it, and the Most High gonna put to death 2/3 of our people for dealing with that, and these other nations, man. The other nations have no hope. They have no salvation, man. If they do get salvation, it's gonna be to be a slave for the nation of Israel, man. 1/3 of you so-called Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans gonna make it out of this hell that's coming on this earth, man. Right? Because America, like I said earlier, America is gonna fall, man, and it's falling. You are witnessing the fall of America. Right? The riots followed weeks of online calls for violence in the nation's capital in the waning days of Donald Trump's presidency. There have been several arrests and at least 2 Capitol police officers, one who took a selfie with rioters and another who put on a Make America Great Again hat, was suspended. Now, all of these Trump supporters, they are all racist, man. They had anti-Trump supporters, but look, check this out, man. They all on board with each other, man. They may fight each other, but when it comes to you so-called Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans, they all against you, man. They are all against you, man. And if they not, you best not take that chance. Right? It says, at least a dozen more are under investigation, according to lawmakers. A tweet which Trump promised that last Wednesday's event in Washington, D.C. will be wild, fueled a month-long frenzy of incitements, a strategizing Slovakia, an embrace of violence against lawmakers. According to the research group that tracks online extremist activity, in the report issued Saturday, the site intelligence group also warned that the Capitol attack was embroidered Trump-supporting extremists. Now they got this list, Southern poverty list, right? They got the Hebrew Israelites on there, right? Basically, violent groups. Now, how are the Hebrew Israelites violent when we never stormed no Capitol? They call us more violent than these Trump protesters, man. The KKK, they call us more violent than them, man. Why? Because we are speaking the truth of Yahweh Bahashim Hamashiach Yahushua, man. We're not we're not lynching nobody. We're not burning crosses. We're not storming the Capitol. We're not doing none of that stuff, man. All we doing is reading the Bible, man, on the corners, man, in the streets. Huh? How is that violent, man? I thought this was a God-fearing country, man. Because this country is a damn lie, man. Alright. No matter how all this plays out, it's only the beginning. That's right. Post a user on the Donald message board, according to the reports. Mark Pikovich, a senior research fellow at the Anti-Defamation League Center on Extremist Possibilities of Violent Protests next week. A lot of people were energized by what happened last week, he said. State capitals are a natural place where people might want to show up, especially assuming that they think there might be a huge presence of police and military in D.C. because of what happened last week. Pikovich tracks militia, white supremacists, and other far-right extremists, but he said the Capitol siege demonstrated the emergence of a new movement of Trumpist extremists so caught up in a cult of personality around Trump that they may be willing to break the law or engage in violence purely in support of Trump and whatever he wants. You got diehard Trump fans out there, man. The talk of armed marches next week isn't limited to radicalized Trump supporters. State capitol events on January 17 appear to be promoted by supporters of anti-government, pro-gun Boogaloo movement. Boogaloo followers advocate for the second civil war on the collapse of society, and they don't adhere to a coherent political philosophy. So they totally against the government, man. So these people, just like what I read, man. Let me see. This is, let me get that second Esdras, right? Second Esdras chapter 15, right? Second Esdras chapter 15, verse 16. For there shall be sedition among men. Salakia. I'm going to start at 14. Woe to the world, 2 Esdras 15 and 14. Woe to the world and them that dwell therein. For the sword and their destruction draweth nigh. And one people shall stand up to fight against another people. And swords in their hands, man. Swords, actual swords, knives. What's the modern day sword? The gun, man. Right? For there shall be sedition among men, and invading one another. They shall not regard their kings nor princes. They're not going to regard or be coherent or don't adhere to political philosophy, man. These politicians, they're not gonna give a damn what they talking about, man. Right? It says, they shall not regard their kings nor princes, and the course of their actions shall stand in their power, man. This is all an agenda. This is an agenda to lock down America, man. America has, everybody hates America, man. Except you so-called Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans, man. You love America, man. That's why you will fight and you will coon to American philosophy, man. You will be a coon to your oppressor, man. And the Most High, Yahweh Shem Yahushua, is going to kill you.